Okay. Just to prevent mic pickup. Headphones. So yeah. Alex Jones and I believe, what's his name again? Yes, Tim Kennedy. And yes, you're reading that right. Host of Hunting Hitler on the History Channel. Because of this. JFK files that reveal Hitler was alive and living in Argentina after World War II. Not all of them, just some of them. Just enough to go, holy! Yeah. So here's my thoughts.
Unless I have Hitler's body, I can't say, here's the smoking gun, this is what happened to Adolf Hitler. What I know is the high-ranking Nazis made it out of South America, or they made it out of Germany into South America. And in South America, while they were there they were being used for a multitude of reasons, to include fighting communism and socialism.
In case you're wondering, I'm just checking the levels, make sure everything's what it should be.
And why was it in the JFK files? That's why is anything about Hitler in the JFK files? Well, the JFK files are fighting communism. That's what they're about. If you look at what was happening in Cuba and even maybe the potential assassin, who he was working for, who he was talking to, where he was going to be defecting to, it all comes down to communism. And Hitler is in those files because he and the rest of the Nazi party were a great tool in the fight of communism post-World War II.
Scary how they would just use their old enemies for that.
All right, for the rest of the hour, Tim Kennedy, my good buddy, Green Beret, Patriot, UFC fighter, talk show host of an investigator on Hunting Hitler, is with us. And I was trying to get him on a month ago about Hunting Hitler because the third season was coming out. He said, I got to wait. But then this weekend, I'm on his Twitter and I'm on my feed and I see, okay, I didn't read these new documents out of the JFK stuff. And sure enough, I went to the National Archives. There it was. Hitler in 55, photographed in Argentina, like everybody always said. They found the witnesses, the old submarine, German mansions built in the middle of mountains. I mean, wow. Now, you can't tell us the new stuff.
Well, that's a little
This is a short segment, but coming up, you're telling me, Tim Kennedy, this is dead on.
Yeah, we've known it for a long time. People have suspected it, but we have real evidence. Like, you cannot deny the proof that we've found. You can't deny.
Oh, good Lord. I saw someone when he posted and I looked him up and... Good Lord. People... They let Hitler live. And in case you're wondering, he's, according to the files, confirmed dead. But he died of old age. Essentially. He only made it to the 50s, so I doubt it's that old. We're not talking gray hair Hitler, we're talking retired in what is essentially luxury. Or at least his luxury compared to the prison cell he deserved. Or the noose he had coming. And I'll say it in case it's not in this clip, but Alex Jones breaks it down of they didn't go after Hitler because that's what old leaders of government would do. So they would let the leaders of the government they conquered go so that in case they were ever taken over, they would be let go. There's a quid pro quo. Oh, they practice that sort of thing to modern day. It's why only if the leader is a real threat do they want him gone. Which is why you see all that stuff about Trump.
The documents that are being released.
So third season is the total money shot of a hit show.
We found things that people have been looking for 75 years. And we found actual evidence.
God, you found the submarine and all the rest of it.
Yeah. I mean, a real U-boat with the capabilities of transporting high value.
But there's
targets.
Germans everywhere. I mean, they admit a lot of them did go over there. We had the Operation Paperclip here.
Yeah, fascists, the enemy of our friend, or the what? How does it go? Our the enemy, our friend's enemy is our friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the enemy of my enemies, my friend.
Yeah, there we go. We hated socialism. We hated communism. I still do. And in the South, we found that fascism was an opportunity to fight communism growing in Venezuela and Argentina. So these fascist dictators, we maybe even helped. And we found real evidence of what they were doing and how they were doing it. It was frightening.
Oh, wow. So, in other words, to put it simply, they just said, well, we have these Nazis, and we have communists that we need to fight. Let's use the Nazis. And everyone was like, perfect. What's sad is I can't completely fault the logic because it makes a twisted bit of sense. I don't like it, but I understand the logic. I don't approve of it, but I understand the logic. Still twisted.
Incredible. But I mean, how is it Hunting Hitler comes out a few years ago? It's a top show on History Channel. And then now, right as it's about to come out, CIA files, which he tried to block, Hitler was alive down there. Do you have any idea how old he was when he died or where he may be buried?
Well, first of all, thanks for the CIA for releasing that 30 days before the TV show comes out. That's fantastic work. I had all total to do with that. No, whether he died in that bunker where he didn't, we took a different approach for this season. We did the exact same thing that everybody has done in the past 10 years searching for terrorists. The way that we caught bin Laden, the way that we caught Zarqawi, we looked at their network. We followed the information, the trails, and the evidence of the people that were facilitating these high-level Nazis. Guys like Skorzeny, guys like Joseph Mengele.
Klaus Barbie.
Yeah, Klaus Barbie, perfect example. We trailed those guys from where they left Germany, how they came into Argentina, where they lived, who was in charge, and by that, we brought in this girl, Nadia. She was crucial. She was one of the most important CIA targeters that worked in finding bin Laden and finding Zarqawi that brought down the Al-Qaeda network in 2006. We brought her in specifically to do targeting for these Nazis in the 40s and the 50s and even into the 60s and 70s in South America. And we're
But that makes sense now that I think about it. Look for other Nazis and then track back where they came from. That's going to find where Hitler at least landed. And then you can try to track where he went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't just look for the man. The man disappeared. South America is a massive, beautiful country. And when you got Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, Brazil, all of them friendly to fascism, to Nazis on the run.
It's like trying to find a needle in a whole continent.
Yeah,
We
just took the whole entire haystack. We burnt that to the ground. And then we just picked up that nice little piece of metal and said, got you.
Wow. We'll be right back with Tim Kennedy, Hunting Hitler, Season 3. Man, Tim Kennedy says the most amazing stuff during the breaks. We got to get to repeat it now.
Okay. Here's something that needs to be said. Good Lord. I want to see if that show has DVD release. Because I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy all seasons. 1 and 2 should already be out. If Season 3 is being released soon, I'm going to go look for it. And then I'm going to go look Netflix, see if it's on there. And then I'm going to watch it. And yeah. A documentary series about what the hell happened to Hitler. Awesome. Just finally put all the questions to rest. And we're going, wait, what questions? What about that skull? They tested the skull. DNA-wise. They can still do that. It was female. So, unless Hitler was a she and a cross-dresser, which back in those days wasn't that easy, and would have come out given how nuts Hitler got near the end, yeah, no, that skull wasn't Hitler. Commies lied. Who's surprised? If you've raised your hand, put it down. You should not be surprised. Why? Because communists are known liars. Even when they tell the truth, it's usually got an agenda behind it. And they're good at twisting words. Back to the crazy.
Here on air, Tim Kennedy, TimKennedyMMA.com, Twitter, Tim Kennedy MMA, Facebook, Tim Kennedy MMA. Doing so much more. As you said, MMA is just one part of the great work you do in the military. I know it's been in the news. You've re-enlisted. I know that's all classified, so we can't get into it. But you're doing a lot of important work. Probably better you just lead the conversation so I don't get anything secret you're doing. But right in the middle of it, you're the main investigator of many other great ones on hunting Hitler right as the CIA files get declassified, partly on Friday, fully on Saturday, saying, okay, Hitler's alive. 1955, here's the photos, here's where he's at, here's what's going on, what do we do? Nothing happens. You were telling me during the break why nothing happened.
It's a bummer part. You know, when you look at Hitler, he's a deplorable, disgusting, evil human that killed millions and millions of people, 10, 20 million people. And the acts that he committed, we can't overlook and can never be forgiven. Fascism should never exist in any capacity. But at the same time, at the end of the war in 1945.
Okay, yeah, I'm calling it. This guy right here. That guy right there, right the heck there. That's Hitler. This is Hitler. That is Hitler. Oh, good Lord, that film's not from the 50s. That says July 26, 1963. So yeah, live the life of luxury after the Holocaust. Ugh. This is why you don't let the leaders of oppressive regimes go away. Hey, you make examples.
There's no question what the next worry was. The next enemy is going to be communism. And when you have Mao killing, 45 million people, and then Stalin at the
that's conservative, by the way.
Yeah. The lowest estimates for Mao in 45 million is up to 100 million. If you look at Stalin, the lowest estimate in the 20 million up to 65 million. So while, yes, Hitler is a horrible thing, we have the founder.
That's a monster that's already defeated.
Yeah, Hitler's gone. He's dead. Fascism is not going to be rising again, and we know that. But we know the great threat is now the red threat, the communist threat that is trying to infiltrate into Asia. It's trying to make its way into South America.
Already had Hollywood.
Completely by the balls. It is in North America.
Using Soviet sex operatives.
Yeah, and we had to fight with the most vicious fire that we could get our hands on, and that was fascism.
And that's why you have the rat line and paperclip, but then Hitler, obviously, the really bad ones we know, they actually sent to South America. They were kind of on their own. That's what everybody always knew. They made movies about it. But to see the rumors true, and then you're the guy that has the big TV show investigating it.
Yeah. Unless I have Hitler's body, I can't say, here's the smoking gun. This is what happened to Adolf Hitler. What I know is the high-ranking Nazis made it out of South America, or they made it out of Germany into South America. And in South America, while they were there, they were being used for a multitude of reasons, to include fighting communism and socialism. And why was it in the JFK files? Why is anything about Hitler in the JFK files? Well, the JFK files are fighting communism. That's what they're about. If you look at what was happening in Cuba and even maybe the potential assassin, who he was working for, who he was talking to, where he was going to be defecting to, it all comes down to communism.
Like it always does. like it always seems to nowadays. Antifa? Actually communists. Full of communists. Ugh. Yeah. This isn't crazy, but look.
And Hitler is in those files because he and the rest of the Nazi party were a great tool in the fight of communism post-World War II. Fascism's gone. We defeated the Germans.
And we know deals were almost made at the very end of World War II to actually merge with the Germans and take on the Soviets then. Patton wanted to do that. One reason he was assassinated.
Yeah, there's 1945 was the beginning of our next biggest, greatest war, which we're still fighting now, which is the war against communism, the war against socialism.
And MacArthur wanted to end it a few years later in 1953. They removed him when he was about to beat the Chinese in Korea.
We've never truly defeated the communist ideals, and I don't know for what reason. We have had multiple opportunities where we could have crushed them, but we just kind of let them exist. And or it perpetuates, I don't know, the war.
And now Antifa is literally...
They don't deserve that name, by the way.
Because they're not anti-fascists.
No, they're not.
America was.
Yeah, America is.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say America. Like, if you want to fight fascism, if you want to fight socialism, if you want to fight communism, just say you're American. Because that's what we are. We don't burn flags. We don't take a knee when the beautiful national anthem.
We don't ban people's free speech. We don't wear black uniforms. That's communism and fascism. So... Again, I mean, so obviously they're communists. They know they're communists. A lot of them, though, don't even know who they are. They claim they're going to cause civil war this weekend. I think it's going to be a dud.
God, I mean, it's going to be a dud because they're incapable and they're impetulant little children that they have no idea even what they're fighting for or how to fight. So the fact that they think that they're going to show up and be able to overthrow a government, that there's men like me, and there's thousands, tens of thousands of men like me that love America, that are barrel-chested freedom fighters, that we think that we're just going to allow you to come on some arbitrary day on November 4th and be like, all right, we're going to get rid of this Pence and Trump group. Not going to happen.
Yeah. This is kind of why I'm as much as I don't plan to really do much on the 4th. It's a weekend. It's a Saturday. I don't work. And, hey, as long as the power doesn't go out, I'm going to stay home. Play some Pokemon. Maybe, or just maybe, I don't know, read. Goodness knows. I got a few good books. Or I've got some manga, or I got other stuff I could do. I could just watch YouTube all day. I could watch Netflix. Because... And if you're going, well, wait, why are you against him but you don't want to go fight him? I don't have a weapon! I don't have a gun. I haven't used a gun my whole life. I haven't fired a gun. Okay, I take that back. I've used Super Soakers. I've used Nerf guns. But as to an actual firearm, nope. I've held them. I haven't shot one. So I have no clue how to handle one. So, since I don't have one, don't really know how to use one, I'm going to stay away from the gunfire, where I'm a liability. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to watch the news. Yeah, it's a safe bet. Who knows, maybe it'll be a live news feed of Antifa riots. And I can have commentary. Well, we'll see.
That's my next point. You made a great point in your own words about this Mueller indictment or indictments.
Yeah, it's you want to talk about draining the swamp. You know, everybody's talking about Mueller and like, oh, this special investigator, he's really pulling the lid off now. No, everything that he is showing, he is exposing the true corruption. And the fact that Trump was able to fire this man months after he hired him, realizing that he did not fit in with the values and the ethics and the things that he wants to perpetuate into what is now this beautiful administration. Mueller's really showing that Podesta and the collusion with the Russians had nothing to do with Trump. And the fact that he's making these arrests and these indictments are for even more supporting what we already know that...
Yeah, it's not filing tax forms, and then they call that money laundering when he was running whole campaigns in Europe that were pro-America, and then he was the guy that was the paymaster, and then they're claiming those transactions were fraudulent because they didn't file tax forms in the U.S. when they were foreign tax forms.
No, these are... Any interaction or collusion that happened was way before Trump. And now the fact that Trump got rid of him before anything ever happened with him is just another indication that there's nothing more, that this is going to be
exactly. This is their big shot. This is Mueller hit us with everything he's got, and all he's hoping is Manafort and Rich and others get scared and then say, okay, I'll say whatever you want.
Yeah, with what's being revealed with GPS and Hillary Clinton, and what Manafort is revealing that there was multiple opportunities for collusion, but none of it had to do with Trump. All it's doing is exposing all of the other evil things that our politicians were doing. So this is just a great, I don't know if it's strategic, but it might be a flawless execution on Trump and his administration to really show how dirty and evil and corrupt Hillary and the rest of those administrations and politics were.
Well, you were saying, Demeter, the break, they're kind of draining themselves.
Yeah, and inadvertently, they're like, oh, look what we just found. We got a great indictment. It's like, you realize you're blowing the lid off yourself and you're exposing that one Trump.
And that's the thing. I don't just put a positive spin on things to feel good. Everything's starting to go our way. They act like such buffoons. They're involved in such corruption. But I wonder, what's the next level of their temper tantrum? I don't want to be too confident.
No. That's a really scary thing. When about Hitler and Antifa, gun control, anytime you want to get an idea about if the government's lying to you, or if a group, anyone is lying to you, look at what their narrative is. Look at what their agenda is. Look at what they would need to happen for propaganda purposes, and then see how that occurred in the news. And I know governments lie to us. Like, we've known it forever. We know that Benghazi didn't happen because some guy in Hollywood made a video. You know, we know that JFK, that communism was involved in his assassination, even though it had been not denied for decades. We know that now. So we need to look and say, okay, if there's a reason that they're saying this, if they're trying to draw our attention over here, whether it's a shooting in Las Vegas, whether it's riots in the street on November 4th, it's going to be for a reason. We have to be ready for it.
Let's talk about that when we come back on the other side with Tim Kennedy. Stay with us.
What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres.
Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, that's another reason I'm not going out on November 4th. It's a distraction. I'm keeping my bug glued here if I have to. I'm going to stay in put. I'm going to go watch news. I'm going to go see what happened. I'm going to wait for the breaking news. And as soon as I spot something, I'm going to make a video. Because I smell a rat. As everyone else is starting to smell a rat. Because like Tim Kennedy just said, you have to ask what's going on. To use a quote from Naruto, you want to look underneath the underneath. So you hear, this is the underneath, this is normal. You want to be here. Just low. So yeah, question is, okay, they're gonna hold riots on there, and do they really think they can overthrow a government? Really? No, these are no. I'll tell you one thing. Anyone dies November 4th because of Antifa, anyone, especially like a police officer or a first responder, or heck, if enough of them die, yeah, Antifa gets the terrorist label after that. That is guaranteed death to Antifa. That is, okay, round them up! Because no wants to be associated with that. There'll be people turning state's evidence like mad after a bit. This is officially, once it turns out what they were trying to hide, once that comes out, Antifa gets discredited as a front group. They get rounded up because they're still dangerous criminals. And yeah, the ones funding them get charged with funding terrorism, and arrest warrants go out. Just constant arrest warrants, freeze the accounts, cancel their visas, shut them down. This is going to be big. Or as our president say, this is going to be huge. Do enjoy, because I'm doing videos every day if I can from now on. But till then, well, it's after midnight. Till I make one Tuesday, see you then. Till then, bye-bye.